Okay guys, it is time for a new update here on the Bitcoin price, and it is really unbelievable what we have seen within the last 24 hours. Once again, we have seen a massive price pump, but more importantly, we saw the DTCC listing the Bitcoin iShares ETF. I talked about it in my yesterday's video. If you want to know what a clearinghouse is, what exactly the DTCC is going to do, you can watch my yesterday's video. But more importantly, yesterday evening, everyone that is in my free Discord community actually already knew about it. The people were talking about the news that came out is that the DTCC actually delisted the Bitcoin Pro iShares ETF once again. So the BlackRock ETF, it was delisted, and shortly afterwards the website went down. We saw a little bit of a price drop afterwards, right? There was a little bit of FOMO, but relatively quickly, luckily, the website got back online again, and there it was. The Bitcoin iShares ETF was again listed at the DTCC. I'm not quite sure what is going on there. I cannot really imagine any scenario besides some sort of market manipulation why this iShares ETF would be listed at first, would be delisted then. I mean, the website for sure probably went down because so many people tried to check if it's now listed or not. But yeah, in general, we really need to be careful here in these current ages. We saw first this manipulation from Cointelegraph, the fake tweet. Now we see the DTCC listing it, delisting it. I'm not saying that this has anything to do with the entire entity, but maybe a single person inside of it, right, blaming it then on a small programming error or something like that. Do not lose their job, but in the meantime, they would be able to make significant profits while taking leveraged positions on Bitcoin. So now the question is, what do we need to expect next from the Bitcoin price, as long as we don't have any significant news about the Bitcoin ETF? And even if we get significant news about the Bitcoin ETF, what do we then need to expect? I will talk about this now in today's video as always. And besides this, I would really appreciate it if you would smash up a like on today's video. Don't forget to subscribe, activate the bell, and make use of my CryptoMo.io community. As you know, we have a huge amount of tutorial videos. We have the leaderboard prizes above $20,000 going to the top traders in the CryptoMo.io community by volume. So if you are just a high volume trader, you can get thousands of dollars each month as a small bonus here by being a member of the CryptoMo.io community and sharing your opinion. On top of that, for all the people that don't have significant volumes, we have 30 people receiving between $100 and $200 in lucky draw prizes. On top of that, as you know, when you watch here the tutorial video on the website, you are receiving up to $8,000 in first-time deposit bonuses, 20% reduced fees, which gives you the lowest fees actually on the market if you trade crypto actively. And yeah, besides this, you can also share your opinion with all the other traders in here, right? You can share your trades and all that kind of stuff. So it's definitely worth it to check it out, especially if we're now coming into these more heated phases of the market. At least in my community, everyone exactly knew that the DTCC delisted it. A lot of people actually also went into a quick short-term short, and also the other people then immediately saw on social media once again that it was relisted. So you just have a lot more eyes in the market than just your own ones if you are in our trading community. But now let's jump into the charts. We were forming here a beautiful rising wedge. It was now being broken to the downside a little bit, at least. Here we could get a confirmation in over the next couple of hours of this rising wedge breaking to the downside. And as you know, our next most important support that me personally, I'm definitely expecting that we will at least retest it once, as long as we are not getting straight up positive news on the Bitcoin ETF, is the $31,200 level. And I'm not saying that this weekly candle will now get sold off and will not pump again, because otherwise, even if we close the weekly candle here, it would look very bearish actually for the time frame, because we would close it below our big horizontal support and resistance box here in green. You can see it. And what we need to expect here is that if we see a retest within this week and not the next week, that it will be very quick, that we will only spend one day at most at the $31,200 level, and we will see a relatively aggressive pump right afterwards as soon as the support is confirmed. The past resistance, right? And what we can see is, in my scenarios, I also have a new trade that I have planned, or two new trades, because I expect that the next big positive news, either being it that the Bitcoin ETF gets approved or that it gets denied, which should be now around the corner, this decision being made public. We really have to say that, in my opinion, if it gets confirmed positively, if we get a confirmation that it will be getting listed, then I assume that this decision will be front run before this information will be completely publicly available, before we will all be talking about it on social media. This information will be front run by insiders. Sadly, this is the case for most of the news in the cryptocurrency space. And what we need to expect here is that we will already be broken out of this rising wedge here, above this ascending triangle here, before the news actually then comes out, probably at a little bit of a higher price point. So what we can do here is we can wait for the retest of the past resistance as support, and as soon as we break the old high point before the retest of support, I will actually open a swing long position here to be prepared for positive news, but also in general just for the breakout out of this ascending triangle, because even if there's no positive news coming in, we have a very, very bullish price target actually of almost $40,000 if this ascending triangle breaks to the upside. The same goes here for the downside. If we are breaking this ascending triangle to the downside, which we are starting to do right now a little bit, there's a little bit of danger visible already here in the charts for a downside scenario and for the retest of the $31,200 level within this week, I will be not opening a trade if we are just going down. I want to see the confirmation. I want to see a retest of the past support as now resistance, and then I want to see a break below the old low point, and this would be the time where I would open a short hedge position. And I can already also tell you where I will take profit of that short hedge position. It's very, very obvious, I think, in my opinion. It will be the $31,200 price level, and this will be corresponding with not this support over here of our rising channel that we actually broke to the downside super bullishly. No, it will be at the bottom line over here. As you can see, it perfectly comes in at the $31,200 level. This will be the price level where I will take profits, and I will potentially, depending on what type of pattern, if we form, for example, a bullish reversal pattern or something, I will actually put these profits into a new scalp long position, and I will additionally also scale up my swing long positions. We already did that after my yesterday's video a little bit, but only very small, just because we want to wait for the weekly confirmation before we really start scaling up our swing long positions, at least significantly. But now let's just wait. I will for sure always share my trade if I open one in my next video anyways, and tell you my exact game plan depending on what the price movement does. Till then, you know exactly what price levels, what chart pattern I'm keeping an eye on, and also what price impact for sure approval of the Bitcoin ETF would have. I think it will be front run, so we can still look at the charts to find out, and then most likely when we are in our long position, then already we will get the confirmation. Same on the downside. On the downside, it's a little bit more dangerous because all of this pump here only happened because of this FOMO of the DTCC listing and people expecting to see the Bitcoin ETF now actually coming in an immediate short term. But yeah, if it would be denied or something like this, which is now relatively unlikely, but still, if it would happen, I mean, a sell-off could be extremely dangerous for Bitcoin. But now, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and activate the bell. Leave a comment down below and join our free community. Make use of all the massive leaderboard prizes that we have, the thousands of dollars that are organized and negotiated with the exchanges. Actually, I'm in new negotiations. I try to hire up these prices for all of you. I try to add many more lucky draw winners here to the CryptoMore.io community, and besides that, you have the benefit of sharing your opinion with others. So this can never be something that is not useful in the market if you have more opinions and more eyes on the market. I mean, here Nick just posted a massive paragraph here about what he's expecting actually next. So I can already tell you in German and in English, by the way. So you can definitely expect a lot of community members being here also, not only in German, but also being in English, available for questions, for example, as well, or just to discuss your opinion on the current market situation with you together with a few different opinions and not only one narrative. That's always very important when trading, so you don't lose a realistic sight on the market when just looking at it by yourself. But now, guys, we're going to see us in the next one. Till then, bye.